So, first of all, hi everybody. How are you? So I know I haven't posted a video in about 3 months, and so I went back and went over the videos that I do have uploaded on Facebook and realized, okay, so all those other videos are basically like, I like to call it like raw videos. Videos where I was not feeling good. Either I was in the hospital or I had just got out of the hospital. My point is, they were all videos that I didn't look my normal self, my everyday self. So I thought, you know what, I haven't uploaded in a while, and I know I am starting off with this YouTube video uploads new, and I may not have many subscribers, but I need to start making more videos, which I'm going to try to get into weekly and then maybe daily. It's kind of up in the air because I never know what's going to happen, so I really can't give a time frame on when I would be uploading videos. But at least I do want to say thank you to the subscribers that I do have. You guys are still subscribed even though I haven't made any video content in a while. So my point today is I wanted to give a little bit of update about my CF. I wanted to let you guys know, kind of go over things once again. You know, this is me when I'm healthy. You know, recently I got out of the hospital. Yeah, of course. I was in there again. I was in there this time for 3 weeks. And what is weird is, having cystic fibrosis, there's a lot of issues, right? It's not just affects your lungs, it affects your GI issue. Basically, your whole system is just a mess. So, you know, I realized, all right, this is like roller coaster wise with my health. You know, I used to lose weight a lot, and there was a point in time I wasn't able to even gain weight, and if I did, it was maybe 5-10 pounds, and then I would lose it. As quickly as I gained it, I would lose it, if not faster. So, sorry. I brush my hair constantly all day. Oh, and not to get off topic, but if you guys can see, I got my hair cut. You know, I like having long hair, but it drives me crazy keeping it down. So of course I had it cut. My husband actually cut it for me. He actually cut it yesterday and did a pretty good job. Anyway, but so as I was saying, I was in the hospital again. This time being in the hospital, I was in there for what's called hemoptysis. So again, anyway, like I was trying to say earlier, dealing with cystic fibrosis, but like lung issues with me. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my wedding ring. I went and washed my hands. I forgot to put it back on. So, yeah. What was I saying? Okay. Oh yeah. So, dealing with cystic fibrosis, you go through a lot of different issues. One issue is coughing up blood. Now, I've never coughed up blood that much. I have in the past, like if my esophagus would get inflamed from coughing so much that there would be a little bit of blood. That is not hemoptysis. Hemoptysis is when you not throw up, but you cough up so much blood. Like, it could make like a normal person, not even normal people, but people with CF, like including me, that has never happened before, become really, really scared. So in the last month or two, I was experiencing quite a few hemoptysis effects. The not this recent, but the time before when I got in the hospital, that was the same reason. I would get this infection, which is called Pseudomonas, that kind of like lives in your lungs most of the time. But with our nebulizer treatments that we have to take all day, it's and many of that, like many different ones, but we have to take them to keep the infection down, if that makes sense. Keep it like down enough to where it doesn't cause an infection. Pseudomonas is a bug that is an organism that likes to live in damp, dark, wet places. What better than the lungs, right? It's probably the most damp, darkest place in your body. So that's where it is with people with CF. I know that one of my BF doctors, best friend doctors in the hospital, that has been taking care of me for years, like 10 years now. She's awesome. She had told me that, with the infection being in there, Pseudomonas is, again, it's an organism, and we always have it, but it's just keeping it down and under control. Now, yeah, normal people without CF can get Pseudomonas, and they can fight it off very quickly. Unfortunately, we are not that lucky. Now, with me, I a lot of times have MRSA, which is in my lungs, which is and it's like a resistant towards antibiotics. I don't have it doesn't flare up all the time, but it's there, meaning that there's a lot of regular antibiotics that people that are healthy would be able to take, and those antibiotics would take their infection away, no problem. Unfortunately, we have to stay in the hospital to get IV antibiotics. So I was home, this time I lasted 6 months without being in the hospital. Normally, like the past year, it's been like every 4 months I've ended up going. This time I made it to 6. But this time the hemoptysis that I had was a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like, it was awful. I had got a towel, and it was in the middle of the night that this happened. And I started coughing up it's actually a lot of blood. If you ever go to the hospital and, maybe you go to the ER or you're admitted for the flu or a bug that you never had before, either way, and they give you a basin where you can throw up in, let's say, so the amount of blood that I was coughing up filled the whole bottom of a basin. I would say it filled a quarter of the basin. Which with me, I'm already the biggest hypochondriac because of the fact that with CF, you never know when life is going to take a turn for the worst. And I've had a lot done. This disease has messed up. Like I've said in the past videos, it's messed up my teeth. An update on that, I just got approved for Social Security not that long ago. So now I will be in the process shortly to set up an appointment with a dental team that will replace them all. Another thing is it has messed up my teeth. I have what is called clubbing of the nails, which your nails are really big. Just the nail part, and that's not everybody with CF has it, but this is a sign of it, which means when you have clubbing of the fingers, it's because your body lacks oxygen in the bloodstream, so it causes your clubbing. And I was diagnosed at 15, so you know. But anyway, so I started coughing up a lot of blood. I had to call the doctor, let her know that I was on my way into the hospital, the emergency room. And from there, I was in there for 3 weeks. Normally, it's 2 weeks on antibiotics. It was supposed to be 2 weeks this time as well. But when you go in with an infection and you start coughing up blood, they stop the Pulmozyme because they say Pulmozyme could make it a little worse. It could irritate it worse. So when I first went in, the bleeding had stopped. Then at the end of the 2 weeks, we decided to start the Pulmozyme back up because it's important to be on the Pulmozyme and all the nebulizer treatments that we're supposed to be on before we get out. So, we go home and continue them. Unfortunately, the first day was fine. The first time I took it after towards the end of the 2 weeks, the first night was fine. Unfortunately, to the second night I took it, I had coughed up more blood than I had actually came in with. So they had to cancel the Pulmozyme again, and I had to stay an extra week on antibiotics. Right before I got out, maybe 2-3 days before I got out, the bleeding had stopped. So I came home, and the bleeding, I had a little bit of blood coming up here and there. Basically, my lungs were just trying to, cough up all the infection and irritation. So, they're trying to work towards being healthy again. But it was very scary. And these are the reasons why I haven't been able to make videos like on a regular basis. It's a little discouraging also because starting out with a YouTube channel and just trying to put out the awareness of cystic fibrosis in Delaware, small state, not a lot of best help for CF. They don't have a special area in the hospital for people that have CF. But I can honestly say that my care team is the best care team that I could ever have, and I would never, ever, ever choose to go to a different hospital because I love my care team, which is my doctors that take care of me, the nurses, everything. Like, everybody with CF goes to the hospital for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, every 4 to 6 months. So it's important that we have a relationship with our care team. So when I got out, what I did was, and by the way, it has completely stopped. I went and I bought an exercise bike and a treadmill because I am not able to go outside for a long period of time in certain weather because it inflames and irritates and I get another, infection. So, and not to mention I live in Wilmington, Delaware, so where I'm located, it's pretty much, it's dangerous. So I choose not to walk around, especially by myself. So, I bought a treadmill and I bought an exercise bike, and I was determined to get my lungs back in great shape. No matter what, I was going to get my lungs there, because a couple days ago, I went to clinic and saw my pulmonologist for the first time since I got out. And we went over the blood and bleeding and everything. And, so your lungs have three sets of blood cells. In the lower part of your lung, there is a small blood cells. In the middle, there's a medium size, and at the top, there's large blood cells. So, with me, the small blood cell was what was inflamed and was constantly making me cough up blood, which I was told, if it doesn't stop, which it would stop for a couple